Shout out to the supporters of Tupac Was Lyrical. Tupac is a god. Tupac is a god. I must say, like, when I first seen the video Trap back in 1991, I was captivated, mesmerized. I was just like, life, the universe, or something wanted me to pay attention to this brother right here. And I was just like, yo, you know, they got me trapped in it. I was just like, yo, it had me hooked. So much so I went out there and bought the album. And I love what the brother was saying. I love what the brother was saying, what he was spitting. Then, you know, the video, Brenda's Got a Baby, came out. And I was just like, wow, this was deep. This was powerful. It had me tearing up. Then the second album came out, Holla If You Hear Me, first single. It was so powerful. And I was just like, yo, he keep captivating me. He captivated me again, I should say. And then what came out next? Was I Get Around or Keep Your Head Up? Nevertheless, no matter which one, I was captivated by I Get Around. I was captivated by Keep Your Head Up. I was captivated by the song Streets is Death Row and a couple other joints on the album. And then Me Against the World came out. Dear Mama. I was just like, oh, wow. So many tears. I was like, oh, wow. Me Against the World. The whole album. Just straight captivated by this dude, man. Felt real bad when he got shot the first time. When he got shot up the first time. Felt bad when he got accused of rape. Felt bad when he went to prison. And when he came home, when he got bailed out or, you know, made that bond, and he went relentless. He was on fire at his enemies. He was just like no other person I ever seen. And then when he came home and did All Eyes on Me, the first song, Ambitious as a Rider, captivation one more again. All Eyes on Me, Picture Me Rolling, I Ain't Mad at You. The list goes on. It was just like, wow. And then after he died, they released Machiavelli. And once I heard Bomb First Intro, once I heard Hail Mary, White Man's World, I was just like, my God, this dude never ceased to amaze me. Never ceased to amaze me. That was musically. And then when I seen him talk in interviews, I was captivated. I was like, yo, this dude is intelligent. This dude is smart. Look how he's answering these questions. Like things that somebody at that age would get stuck on and not be able to give a good response. That didn't happen with this man. It never happened. And then the movies, seeing this dude in the movies, I saw him in Juice, captivation again. I was captivated. I was just like, oh, wow, this dude done turned this hood movie into a horror movie. And then Poetic Justice, captivated with the character Lucky, and Above the Rim, Birdie, and, you know, Gridlock. Like, it was like this dude was a phenomenon. This dude was something of my generation that I never seen. And when he died, I was numb. I was numb because dealing with the death of my favorite rapper gone, and at that time I was 24, I didn't know how to react. I didn't. I was hurt. I was angry. Like, it was just like, it was shocking. I'm like, yo, this dude that captivated me for the past 5 years is gone? That's it? So, you know, they're going to be a couple of shout outs and a couple of tributes, and that's it. No more. Because it felt like that with Scott LaRock. It felt like that with Trouble T. Roy. It felt like that with MC Trouble. It felt like that with a few rappers that passed away before Tupac did. Even though KRS-One kept Scott LaRock name alive in music, but we ain't talk about it as much. You know what I mean? Scott LaRock impacted some lives that he knew personally, and he only did his first album, which was Criminal Minded, and it was like that you know, is it going to be is Tupac going to become a distant memory? Is Tupac going to become a distant memory? And I was just like, wow, man, this is it. And everybody going to forget about Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Then Biggie died. And I was just like, oh, wow. This is crazy. This is madness. But you know what I mean? And I was just like, so Biggie died. That's going to overshadow Tupac's death. So I guess we do forget about Tupac. But I wasn't forgetting about Tupac. And then, hearing other rappers saying his name and song, then seeing other people like Ja Rule coming out and kind of impersonating, I don't want to say impersonating, but, showing Pac love. And then Nas coming out, getting Godson in the belly and, doing the song We Will Survive. And, Jay-Z shouting out Tupac name and then Tretch making them go mourn you till we join you. And, you know what I'm saying? And then Resurrection came out, the DVD, and all these other DVDs started. Thug Angel and stuff like that was coming out. And Tupac and the Outlaws Still I Rise album dropping, that was fire. And then Until the End of Time dropping, that was fire. And then Are You Still Down? I forget which one came first, but nevertheless, it was fire. It was fire. And I was just like, wow, I'm still listening to this music. More and more stuff is coming out. It's being talked about. And this is before the social media era. So I'm just like, all right, I'm like, boom, he's still being talked about. Nobody is forgetting. I ain't forgetting. Wow. Now, fast forward to the year 2023. I didn't think it was going to be like this. This dude impact is monumental. It's uncanny. I never seen nothing like this. And whether it's good or bad, I never seen nothing like that. I never seen so many people go out their way trying to destroy the legacy of Tupac. And I appreciate those who go out their way to big up the legacy of Tupac. People like Big Gip, definitely people like Napoleon, Spice One, Idi Amin. Even salute to the Art of Dialogue for doing what he's doing. I know I said some rough things about him, but I see that he's starting to defend Pac a little bit more. Recently, I seen a video with Faith Evans, Stevie J, and these two other sisters, and they was ridiculing Tupac. They was, it's like, wow. Almost, 27 years later, 27, 28 years later from when Pac and Faith first met, and now you trying to survive R. Kelly him, so to speak. And Snoop Dogg out here, in my opinion, crapping on Tupac's legacy, which I don't appreciate. Lost all credibility with Snoop Dogg. Talk about Tupac went too far. What hit him up. And when people say that, you just can't say Tupac went too far with hit him up if you ain't gonna say hip hop went too far with a lot of the content before Tupac's passing. A lot of the content was already crazy at that time. And after Tupac and Big Def, it got worse. Look where we at now. But now you get these rare videos of Tupac that's being released, and you're being able to witness how powerful Tupac really was with the music, with the movies, and just downright just in conversation and discussion, being on the panel, doing a lecture, being on a podium with Dr. Khalid Muhammad to the left, and just the things that he said and the knowledge that he have of who he was, when he talked about Bobby Hutton, when he talked about Fred Hampton, when he talks about Huey P., when he talks about his mother, when he just talks about what he talks about. And then you see Allen Hughes, who finally admits that Tupac was right about the scene and menace to society. But I guess their egos was too big to even see or listen to what Tupac was saying. So that incident with the Hughes brothers and Tupac, it was a lot of people who hated Tupac because of the Hughes brothers situation. But now, 30 years later, literally, because that happened in 1993. 30 years later, literally, now you finally admit that Tupac was right. Tupac is a god. And Tupac is worthy of praise. If you know the definition of praise, that means, you know, admiration. That means to be shown love. If somebody wants to worship Tupac, that's on you. That's on you. But I was able to see, in my opinion, Tupac is the first person of my generation where I witnessed the resurrection. And the resurrection is through technology, social media, movies, documentaries, through the other people. No man in my generation since his passing has ever been talked about for the last 26 years the way he has. To Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, Tupac name come up. Marlon Wayans do an interview, Tupac name come up. Drink Champs, Tupac name always came up. Math Hoffa Show, Tupac name always coming up. His name is always coming up. His name is just synonymous with a lot of things out there. It's attached to so much. And then there's always people being compared or saying they're being the next Tupac. There'll never be another Tupac. Never. You would have to be, that dude was manufactured through a movement called the Black Panthers. He was born into it. He was raised in that. If you wasn't born into that, then you're a product of that, which I am. I was lost for so many years until I got knowledge of self. Tupac was born with it. He had a mother who took on the government and won. Police lighting the match, you fire. And they putting a double-barrel shotgun to the stomach where Tupac was in. He's been enduring death-defying moments like that his whole entire life. People didn't believe when he said he was going to protect his people, and then he did when he shot at the cops. Even when he came after the gang members for what they did with the young brother Yummy Sandiford. He even felt pain for the young brother Young Quaid. Latasha Harlins. So many. I think there was somebody called Joshua. The little girl who got bit by a pit bull, and Tupac went to the hospital to check on her and pay the hospital bills. The way Tupac's music touches people around the world. From America to Africa to Peru to Colombia, etc., to Mexico. The way to Jamaica, salute to Movado, saying Tupac is his idol. Tupac is a god. And you see how he became one. In order to become one, you got to do real shit. You got to say real shit and be about it. You got to mesmerize, shock. You got to be intelligent. You got to be human. You got to admit that I'm not perfect. Even the God makes mistakes. Tupac admitted mistakes. Tupac admitted that he's human. But nevertheless, Tupac is a God. And that's what a lot of people don't like. And this is why they're trying to destroy his legacy, because they realize, like, damn, this dude became powerful in death. Tupac said on that stage, that he would come back and haunt every last one of you punk motherfuckers if they don't do something right. And I truly believe, and I truly think that that man came back and is definitely haunting people. Like the video Hail Mary. Even Tupac said,
when they turn out the lights, I'll be there in the dark, looking eternal through my heart.
The lyricism of Tupac is like no other. The deepness of Tupac is like no other. The animation of Tupac is like no other. The versatility of Tupac is like no other. You can't compare him to nobody. This is why he became my number one. Above Jay-Z, Coogee, Rap, KRS-One, Rakim, Tupac number one. A lot of people don't like that, but I just had to do what I had to do. I ain't do it because I'm a Tupac fanatic. I did it because I'm a Tupac realist. I did it because he was owed that. I did it because I followed and studied that man and seen he went through some shit to get to that. He never let me down. Always captivated me. Unlike so many other rappers nowadays who are disappointing the hell out of me. And y'all already know who it is. Y'all already know who they are, I should say. These dudes are still playing catch up with a ghost.
Niggas talk a lot of shit, but that's after I'm gone, cause they fear me in the physical form.
Tupac is a god.